It is afternoon and I spent the morning editing and getting today's video up. And what I thought I would do to kind of get all the projects done that I want to around the house and yard is to stagger my time, like 20-ish minutes outside and then come in for a bit and do some stuff inside and then 20 or so minutes outside. So the first thing I want to do is to get the little garden. I got the for sale plants, and that was yesterday's video. You saw us planting those. And so now I want to get them mulched with, well, I want to put cardboard. I thought about either cardboard or paper bags, because I was reading you can also use paper bags for mulch, or not mulch, weed barrier. And then I would put the pine spills, is what we call it here in Maine. A lot of you call it pine straw, over top of the cardboard or paper bags. And because I'm going to edge the lawn with rocks, I thought, okay, that'll keep it down, because I'm concerned that pine isn't heavy enough to keep the weed barrier down. Whereas if it was a real weed barrier, I feel like it would stay down. Am I wrong? I don't know. But that's what I'm going to do. So that's what I really want to start with. Oh, actually, no. First, I'm going to spray my pine cone wreath so that it's all sealed and I can hang it on my door. That's what I'm doing first. I'm so excited to hang that thing on my door. Oh, my goodness. If you missed those videos, I learned to do pine cone flowers by cutting the pine cones and painting them. And so I actually just bought a new glue gun with new glue on Amazon. It's Gorilla Glue, because I heard that I read that the Gorilla Glue sticks hold up better in heat, like outside. So hopefully that's true. Because if I decided to make any of these for sale, I'd want to make sure I used a glue that was really suited for outdoor weather. Who knows? I probably won't, but a girl can dream. All right, 30 minutes between coats. And I also feel like I could hang this on the door while it is drying, because there's nothing going to be touching it. This is like not the best. It's making bubbles. Hopefully not because I did it wrong. Alright, it's all learning though. Alright, here is the area I want to work on. This little bed here that I made from discount bushes, flowers at Lowe's, because end of year I was on that clearance rack, so they were kind of half dead, but we're working on bringing them back to life. So I'm going to go ahead and get the paper bags and cardboard and kind of figure it out as I go along, which is kind of how I live. This came in my latest order of Grove Collaborative, and I thought this would be easy for getting it right up against the plant. My husband does kind of make a well for the plant. There's just tons of rocks over here. I kind of feel like, because they had rocks all the way around the house, so this must have been, you know what, I'm going to get a bucket to keep these in, or a plant pot. This must have been what they were using, you know, all around the house, and they did it here too, even though this is where the deck is, so that doesn't make a ton of sense, but I'm going to take out some of them anyway. I'm probably going to work about 20 minutes. I should probably set a timer. That would be a good idea. And then I should set my phone in the shade so it doesn't overheat. Let's see. Timer, 20 minutes. I don't know if I'll make it 20, but I don't want to go more than 20. Alright. I guess I'll put it under my stool. Or put it in my shade. I am shade. So I'm just collecting rocks, because I can use these rocks for other projects. There's no point in having them here.
And then my husband always makes a well for the plant, which I realize is a good idea. I don't know how that's going to work with what I'm doing. So he would probably have told me to wait, but he's not home. He would have said, give it 10 days to acclimate. There was a huge rock that came out of here too, or a couple of huge ones that I'll use to go around them. So that made me happy. I was like, look at that big rock. He was probably like, why are you so excited over a rock? He doesn't realize that this is all like, you know, my little, I'm collecting resources mindset. I might not have talked to him about it. Because there was one day when he was like, oh my goodness, we just raked and look at all that pine coming down. And I was like, the Lord is giving us mulch. And he did think I was a little odd, for lack of a better term. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay this stuff down, and then I'm going to wet it. Like with paper bags, but this is thinner than paper bag. This is more like a little thicker than newspaper. I was going to soak the paper bag, is what they tell you to do. But they, you know, those experts at google.com, where my life advice comes from, Robin, anytime he'll be like, I wonder if, or do you know, once he asked me to ask you guys something, and I'm like, you know, you could just Google it. And he goes, why would I Google it when we have all these smart people who watch the channel? I was like, you know, you're not wrong. That is true. I'm so glad it's not windy. That's the benefit. So even though I am like, if I were an egg, I'd be fried. It is nice. So I'm going to see. Oh, I have 3 pieces and 3 plants. Isn't that nice? All right. This is like easier than I was thinking. Now I'm wondering if I even need the cardboard, because the pine is working so well in other areas. So maybe I'll put the pine down. How will I know if my, I can't remember what this is called. I need to go back where I told you guys yesterday. Oh, that's not good. But I need to see if it's good with acid. Then I'll know if it's good with pine, but I guess I'll know it's not if it dies, honestly. If you're like me, and you're trying to slow down, but it's not normal for you, you have to focus on going slowly. I already noticed I was rushing. Just a second ago, I'm like, why am I rushing? I've got plenty of time. All right. Honestly, since I'm doing the pine, I probably don't even need the paper. But I guess if the plant doesn't love the pine, maybe the paper is protective. I don't know. We're just winging it here. So, you know, like Robin was a little discouraged. He tried to dehydrate serrano peppers, and I really think we didn't leave them in long enough, because he did it once over a year ago. I think it was maybe jalapenos, and it worked great. And this time it didn't go well at all. And he was discouraged. He was like, I just wasted peppers, because it was like mush. You know, because he put it in a bag, he shouldn't have. It just was a thing. And I'm like, we're learning. That's what we're doing. He's like, you know, I'm in my 50s and I'm just learning. I'm like, that's because we keep branching out into new areas. It's a good thing, you know? Don't get discouraged that you're just learning. All right, I'm going to wet this down. And then I think I'm just going to add pine on top of it. I'll use the cardboard somewhere else. Somewhere that's more like straight lines, maybe in front of the house. Okay, so that's all wet. Now it's time for the pine, and I have a wheelbarrow over here, and it's got a mix, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the sticks over here where I have like wood for when we have a campfire, and then I'm just going to do the best I can to pull out the pine and leave the rest. I swear, I weed whacked this yesterday and I feel like it grew overnight. But here is my wheelbarrow. Pretty sure. Let's see, is this all a mess? Yeah, this is a mess. Okay, instead, I will rake some up over in this area in the shade so I won't die. So what I'm going to do is get a bag, pick up the pine cones first, because as you know, I'm using the pine cones, and then we'll rake up the pine spills, and then it might be time for a break, but we'll see. I realize I want my wheelbarrow, so I need to clean this mess up before I rake. Oh, I can't move the wheelbarrow, so I'll move what's in it. It's okay if there's a few sticks, but I don't want a lot of sticks. I swear the air is so still right now. There was a breeze earlier, but it's gone. Oh, Karen. I hate it when I do stuff like this. You know, it's great that I cleaned it up, but I left it, and I hate it when other people do it, and then I just did it. Well, not just. A few days ago. Oh my. So some of this, I'm going to clean up what I can. The rest is going to get dumped in the woods. Because it's, oh, it smells nasty. Okay, this is getting dumped. Ooh, I don't want to smell like that. I'm also got to go in and wash my hands. That's nice. Oh, it's like I just dumped sewage. So I'm gonna rinse. I'm gonna rinse that thing. Then I gotta go wash my hands. Hopefully, just rinsing it will be enough. Just to get that nasty water out. But just what I dumped in the woods, I cannot unsmell it. I also noticed the paper around my flowers was drying. So I hit it again with some water. All right, I'm gonna go wash my hands and I'll be right back. I have a bag of pine cones going, so I'm just going to be adding to that and hopefully going to be cooking these up today. If I were selling them, I would soak them in vinegar, but I'm not. So I'm content with them just being cooked to get any bugs would be dead. I need to buy more vinegar, so I do plan to not use bleach anymore, but to soak them in vinegar and water and then bake them dry. All right, so I'm going to work on picking up pine cones in the area where I'm going to rake. My timer went off, and I did bring my phone inside because it was getting hot. So now I'm just not content to stop yet, so I'm going to go as far as I can and then know I've definitely earned a good break. Not a lot of pine. I've raked up so much. It's so funny. It's like a totally different mentality when you see it as a resource and not a pain in the drain, then it's like, oh, I need more. So funny. I know I have some over by Rachel's garden too, if I need to grab that. But we'll just see. I wish these pants had pockets. It's my only complaint. I don't want to get too close to this tree because I wanted to rake toward the tree to have pine spills around that tree. So I might just see how far this will get me and then go to another spot. Or maybe see how far this will get me, take a break. Yeah, take a break and then go to another spot. Alright, might as well give this tree some time while I'm here. Crows are fighting about something. They're arguing. My glasses. I'm not going to worry too much about sticks and leaves. That stuff's going to fall in it anyway, and I can always pick them out later. Not ready to get rid of my little labels yet. I gotta bring them inside. Put them in my office. Ooh, now I can take out the little sticks. It's easier. Woo! It's hot. Hot, hot. I am sweating. Alright, this is not going to be enough, so I am going to go in, take a break, cool down, and then come back out and get another load. But I really do want to get this to where I want it today, with the pine and the rocks. Alright, I've got like sweat running down my face, so I'm going to take a cool, hydrated break. And then I might do a couple things in here and then go back outside. I'm really going to make it a goal
to focus and just finish that area. Often I can get distracted. I think of other things to do, like putting pine around that tree. It wasn't a bad thing. It only took a minute, but I really need to stay focused so that I can get that done today. It always feels good if you can get, you know, even one thing, start to finish. Like, I'm fine with taking 20 minutes a day, but if I'm going to spend 40 minutes in a day, I'd prefer to have it on the same outdoor project. So it's 2:40 now, so I should be working on my Bible study. That's what I'll do. I'll take a break and then I'll work on my Bible study. And then what was I thinking? It's 2:40 now. So yeah, taking a good sized break, doing one more, and then it'll be supper time, or time to make supper, think about supper. But it's just Rachel and I tonight. Another Monday. It was last Monday too. So to be honest, these Mondays are my sanity. She's up in her room doing her thing. She's the quietest little mouse you ever saw. She'll walk around, visit her garden. She'll help me water. She cooks, and she's probably up there doing art. But she's just the quietest little thing. Wouldn't even know she's here. But we get to chat once in a while too. So then I'm not lonely because we get to chat. But at the same time, she just does her projects. I do mine. Sometimes we'll sit together in a room. She's doing her project. I'm doing mine. And we're just kind of parallel projecting. I had a break and a snack and a drink. I'm nice and cooled off. And I decided, you know what? I actually don't care about cleaning today. I really want to get that garden area done, so that's what I'm going to do. Let's do what you're excited about, right? If you're excited about something, it's a good thing to do, then do it, right? So we're headed out. I was thinking there's piles beside where I'm working where Robin had raked at one point, so I think if I get the pine cones off of there, then I could just kind of scoop up with my hands. This is my tripod here. I could scoop up with my hands the pine spills and just move them from one spot to another. This is the pile I'm talking about, but I also have this over here, so I think we'll be good. All right, so the sticks and stuff can go in here. Okay, this is wet too, so I'm not going to use it. That was quick. Alright, I think this is good enough. I can start bringing rocks over, and that will kind of give it some definition if I need to subtract or add more of the pine spills. These are rocks that I have been collecting from around the yard, and then I can use these as well. These were because if the hose is all the way retracted and you're spraying, it just kind of makes a hole in the ground, but I spray into a pot, so it's not necessary. This all needs to get weeded so bad, but not focused on that today.
I also saw a good one over here that I'm going to grab. Make sure nothing's crawling on it. A beauty. Alright, let's get started with these and then I'll come back for more because I don't want my wheelbarrow to get too heavy. I forgot to turn my camera on, but there's what you can see. I laid those rocks all down and I'm going to go run over and get some more. Stay right here. Moving the larger one over here because I'll see it more. Whoops. Ugh. This is good. I'm liking it. Alright, now I'll just kind of fill in with what I have, and then if I find more rocks later, alright, now I'm going to like just smooth this, kind of evenly distribute it better. I might put rocks across the back at some point, but today is not that day. I feel like I'm going to let it sit. See how I feel about it. Wow, that's heavy. This is like step one in reclaiming this little side of the house. Here is the after. Now I know knockout rosebush can get quite high. So can this. So I get this ugliness. Hopefully it'll grow tall enough someday, or maybe we will break down, do some lattice, or some lattice with vines or something like that. But for today, I'm very happy with this. I'm obviously going to be taking off my little labels, but for right this minute, they're staying. But I'm really loving the rocks. I'm loving the cost. That it's, you know, everything was free except the plants, which were 50% off. So, very excited about this. Let me remind you of what it looked like before. And then what it looks like now. I'm hot and tired but so excited, but I want to retake this whole area and have it looking nice. I'm very excited about it. There's just reclaiming little spots on the yard. It's all going to add up day by day, bit by bit. So let me know, are you working on any projects in your yard or your home? to bit by bit get it looking better? Let me know in the comment section below. Remember, as always, that God loves you, I love you too, and I can't wait to see you next time.